Hey there, I'm making this video because I need to say this in my voice, not typing, because it was a really big thing. And there's a little bit of background information that goes along with this story, because it's story time. So, something that no one out on social media knows. People know I sing and stuff. Like I've been doing my singing thing, and I do talk about like being on a healing journey. Healing journey meaning from the healing trauma within myself, so I could feel better and lighter, and like move on, not hold on to things from the past, and learn how also to manage, current situations and not manage them coming from a place in the past, from a traumatized place. So for healing, that's what that means for me. And it's been the past few years, like, and I would like, when I say years, like, it feels like long years, like 10 years, but a lot more recently, I would say more intense struggling. Um, I thought maybe I was just like under stress, that I was having a hard time managing. I was having many uh, terrible episodes of suicidal thoughts and ideas. Had to keep, reaching out for help, and which is fine. That's what I do now. I don't get to the point where I actually act on those thoughts. The thoughts come, and then I reach out and say, hey, these thoughts are here. And I'm like in the business now of keeping myself here. So can you help me out just for a minute? And, and I have my tools and stuff, but I gotta say, I was getting to a point where it felt like nothing was even working. My tools weren't even working. I was reaching for everything I could possibly think of, and I would find myself like just curled up on my bed in a ball, just sobbing, and like just like begging, like, please, make this stop. Please make it stop. Like, just take me. Please, just let something bad happen to me. Um, I cry because it's hard for me to hear myself talking about myself like that. Like, it hurts my feelings now. I used to not care, but now I'm like, oh man, like the fact that I was like struggling that much, that I was like hoping that something bad would happen to me, is I was so upset about that I was even feeling that way. And I was like, I just don't understand. Like, I'm trying all that I can. Well, a few days before my birthday, which is January 15th, I had a crisis situation. And I had to go to the hospital and sit in the crisis ward of the emergency room for, I don't know how long it was. I don't remember. It was just not well. And I had been so not well that I thought I was taking my medication. Like, it's just, I have an alarm, and then I have my box, and I thought I was taking my medication, and it turned out I wasn't for like 3 days. So then that, on top of the already feeling, very stressed and confused, and it just was like one of those perfect, storms. And it actually was good that happened, because what happened after that although was a little bit difficult for me to process at first, has helped me to feel better now. I feel better now. And that's because I called for help. And what happened was that I got hooked up. Well, so I need to tell you that the day that that happened, that I had to go to the hospital, there was these, there's it's called PES, PES, which I believe stands for Psychiatric Emergency Services. So PES was called to my house because I was on the phone with my doctor's office and I was not okay. I mean, I was like hyperventilating. Like, I could barely breathe. I was crying so hard. I was absolutely terrified. There was no way I could have driven anywhere. I didn't want to call an ambulance. My doctor's office called the service to my house, and that's what they're there for. That's why they're there. So, a woman by the name of Nicole and a guy by the name of Manny, who is a police officer. Nicole is a caseworker for the Psychiatric Emergency Services unit out of the police department. So Nicole and Manny came and they talked with me, and Nicole sat in my room with me for a while and just let me, just cry and tell her what was wrong and what was going on and what happened. And we decided it would be best for me to go to the hospital and just to get a little bit further evaluated and really make sure like I was okay. And from there, they would decide after being further evaluated if I needed like to stay for a little bit in the hospital inpatient, or I'd be okay to return back home and go to an outpatient type of thing. So we decided I never went into the inpatient in the hospital, but Nicole and Manny. I was doing my I had a gig, a singing gig on Saturday that I've been working really hard for. And here's the thing is, right, so right before that, this is a big part of the story, is I got hooked up with this center for mental health in the community where I could get one-on-one therapist and medication management. And because I did have a doctor, but he was an hour away, and I was staying with him because he knew me for like 15 whatever years. Well, anyway, I go to this center, right? And I start getting services there. I get hooked up with the therapist and like some group activities through like a recovery program, and then like the medication management doctor. And I'm explaining to her like what's been going on with me and how I'm struggling and like all my symptoms. And it turns out that I have been going on with untreated bipolar depression disorder. And the thing with that is, see, I do have a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. Now that you don't take medicine for. That's not medication is not a treatment for that. So I haven't been being treated. Well, guess what? Yeah. Bipolar is a chemical imbalance in the brain, and so they give you medication to even that out, and then you can function better. And so I got on the medication, and guess what? I started feeling better, honestly. Like I'm okay now. And those Manny and Nicole came by the day before my performance, and they brought me a freaking gift. They brought me this beautiful rose. It's like a wood rose. It'll last forever, and in this beautiful bag. And they brought me this card. Like they came to my house like unexpected. Just they knocked on the door, and they gave me some chocolates and this card. And it has a beautiful starfish on it. It says, Danielle, we heard you have a performance this weekend and we wanted to wish you luck. Hope all is well. From Detective Manny Rios and Nicole Crowley. And so I'm sharing this because I think it's important for people to know that people really are out there to help you. Please don't be afraid. Look, these people didn't have to come to my house and do this. They care. They want to help you. They're not there to hurt you, or use anything against you. Like, they're really not. I've had tons of help. I'm still here today and alive and doing okay because of the help that I've received. So I wanted to make this video